today I'm going to discuss, about fourth industrial revolution, Industry 4.0, and a very important component of this revolution is internet, right? So today I'm going to give my, small session on fourth industrial revolution, and the dichotomy is this: that my own internet was not working in time, right? So that's it. Yeah. So before I start, I just wish thank you very much to Professor Manzoor for inviting me to give this session on fourth industrial revolution, which is also called as Industry 4.0. And so before I start, I just want to clearly clarify to everyone that let it be a very interactive session, and I request all the participants to unmute their mics whenever they want to ask anything, or whenever they wish to share anything with me or with everyone, right? Because we will together try to learn about this fourth industrial revolution from my experiences, from my learning, and as well as from everyone who is attending this session right now, right? And it's a very buzz term, which is very much in news, in articles, everywhere. You must have heard. It's not a very new thing, but right now we are just entering into this phase of Industry 4.0, which just started with the start of 21st century, right? So it's not something that it has come from the syllabus which you would not have seen anywhere before. You must have read it somewhere. People who are working in the manufacturing unit, or who are working in any sort of service industry, which is Industry 4.0 enabled, right? Okay. So what is Industry 4.0? Now, can you define this? I don't want a bookish definition, anything which comes to your mind, maybe one or two words, right? So let me assist you with this. Industry 4.0, in the which is the current or the fourth phase of industrial revolution that we have today. It's a combination of multiple technologies, right? So right now we have robots, especially autonomous robots. You can see in the previous picture of Industry 3.0, there were already some robots, right? So robots is not a very new phenomena. What is new in robotics is the autonomous robots, right? That means the robots are working on their own. Earlier, they were just designed to pick some product from your conveyor belt and then keep it somewhere else, right? But now the robots themselves can identify the products which are there on the conveyor belt. They can identify the size, they can identify the weight, and then accordingly they can keep those stuff to wherever it is required. And if it is not required, they will keep it aside, right? So right now what we have is autonomous robots, which are very well in place, at least in those industries who have adopted it very rigorously, right? Then we have simulations, we have systems integration, we have Internet of Things, right? What is the Internet of Things? It means that it has two key terms. One is internet and one is things, right? It means that various things, various devices which are there in any industry, all those devices are connected to each other through internet, right? Earlier, you would see that the machineries were not connected to each other. They were only controlled by the humans. But with Internet of Things, you can see even the machine, let's say M1 and M2, they are able to communicate with each other through Wi-Fi, through internet, through some servers, through cloud computing, cloud manufacturing, right? So this is something new which has come with the advancement of Industry 4.0. Next we have is artificial intelligence, right? Think when artificial intelligence means when the computer thinks like human, right? So it has nothing but we have programmed our computers like this, or we have set some algorithms that the computer is able to act like a human. It's able to think like a human. It can recognize the speech, it can recognize the colors, it can recognize many other things, right? So you would have noticed, in a Google Meet, all of you must have done it, so in the Google Meet, if your mic is off and you want to say something, it automatically pops up a notice that your mic is off and you wish to say something, then please unmute your mic. Right? I don't remember the exact quotation which appears, but what is it is? It is artificial intelligence only, because the mic is able to detect your voice, but since you have not given the command to transfer it to the other side, it cannot transfer to the other side. That's why it is asking you, right? Similarly, we have Google ladies and all those who can, with whom you can talk, and those are very on the basis of algorithms of speech recognition, right? So artificial intelligence, which earlier we were thinking, which is somewhat related to Jarvis. All of you know what is Jarvis? Who is Jarvis? Have you seen Iron Man? Right? So in Iron Man, that guy, he wears a special suit, which is a computerized suit, and it recognizes its voice and it delivers to whatever the character who is wearing Jarvis asks the Jarvis, meets all his requirements. So it's nothing but it's an artificial suit which is based on artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and so many things. And we know that it's a fictional story. It does not exist right now, but maybe in future, who knows, it will be there, right? Next, we have cybersecurities, cloud computing, additive manufacturing, 3D printing, augmented reality, virtual reality, big data analytics. So you have so many things. Right now, we have numerous industrial technologies. If I try to list down all those technologies, uh, probably we will end up in getting a list of maybe 50 to 100 of such technologies: sensors, actuators, RFIDs, blockchain technology, so on and so forth, right? There is no end. I mean, there might be an end, but people are still continuously working on those algorithms of machine learning, artificial intelligence, which keeps on increasing day by day. So today we have this industry 4.0, where we use these technologies in order to meet the customer demands, right? Or in order to connect our machineries more comfortably, so that we can perform our tasks very easily, right? So yeah, this is what is industry 4.0. I believe all of you would have some understanding, right, about these technologies. Now let me ask you a question. So in the earlier phases, it's not like that. Yeah, so let me put a question like this: what is a key element which is there in industry 4.0 which was not there earlier? Can you identify one or two things which are there in industry 4.0, uh, and which were also, let's say, there during the previous phases of industrial revolution as well, but we had not recognized them, right? So one of those key factors is data. Data is in the air. Data is everywhere. Data is not something which you would uh, go and collect it. It is in the air, right? And to make wise business decisions, you need to collect the right data and then perform the right data analytics into it, and then coming up with the right decisions, right? So to make your business decisions, you have to deal with the data. Now, what data, as I said, it's in the air, right? It was during industry 1.0 as well as in 2.0 and 3.0, and then now in 4.0 as well. But with the help of these technologies, we are able to collect the data on real time basis. So now with industry 4.0, the key thing is that we can collect the data on real time basis, and now we have numerous algorithms and numerous techniques to perform data analytics, right? And data is huge, so that's why it is called as big data, right? Everyone is with me, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so we have huge amounts of data with us, and we know how to collect it with the help of various technologies, say sensors or other things which are there employed in the industry, which are giving us the data, and then we can perform some data analytics over it to come with a good business decisions, right? So this was something which was there in previous phases, but we were not able to identify it. We did not had enough equipments to collect those data, and we did not had enough techniques to perform analytics on them. See in this picture, what we have is, yeah. So let's just explain about Amazon Go. It is based on certain technologies such as artificial intelligence, sensors, deep learning algorithms, and machine learning algorithms. This is the patent picture of Amazon Go, right? So you can see this person has entered over here. He's picking up those products from those shelves. There are sensors on the roofs, right? This is the roof of your outlet. There are some sensors which are sensing about which product has been picked up, right? Or maybe this base, these shelves on which these products are kept, they can sense the pressure about the weight of these products, and then they send this information to their database and asks to replenish those products which are picked up, right? And then this person can just go. He can just leave this outlet with his products, and then he will receive a receipt on the basis of what products he has purchased with those prices written over here, and he can pay the bills later. And not only this is not where the entire concept of Amazon Go ends. The algorithm is such that it keeps the records of all those things which a customer has bought, and then in the future uh, the algorithm keeps giving the suggestions about those products or some similar products to the customer, right? You must have seen the Google ads, or whenever you go to YouTube, whenever you search something and you again go back to your computer, you will see that similar things, similar content will automatically start appearing on your screen. Doesn't matter if you are using a Facebook account, or you are your YouTube, or you are searching on YouTube, or you are browsing anything on Google, the similar content which you have, which you had searched earlier from your history, it picks up from there and it shows you the similar content. So if you are buying a bread, it will, after a few days, it will start, giving you some similar breads, right, in your options to buy, right? So that's how the predictive analytics also works in this entire technology, where the algorithms are predicting about the customer buying behavior, right? That's the last thing. So we have ML, we have DL, we have predictive, we have artificial intelligence, we have sensors. So you can see in a small outlet, there are numerous technologies that are, working together, and there is an interaction, there is a communication between the humans and the machines, and there is an interaction among the machines, right? So this is a similar example where you can see a engineer who is who is looking at this boiler, this some machinery, right? And he just notes down everything about the readings. He comes at different times. Let's say he comes at 10 a.m., then he comes at 12 p.m., then he comes at 10 p.m., just to take the readings of let's say about the temperature. Let's say the current temperature of let's say the temperature of this boiler at any point of time, right? Now since he's a human, he has to attend so many other things as well. It might happen that he is not feeling well on some day, and he would skip one of those timings on which he is required to write the readings of this boiler, right? So what he will do is he'll just manipulate himself. He will see that okay, at 12 p.m. the reading was 31 degrees Celsius, and at 10 a.m. it was, let's say, 31.2 degrees Celsius. So it doesn't matter if I have missed to take those readings at 2 p.m. I will see that everything is happening well. So let's write 31.1 degree. He will write it himself without even looking at at these equipments which are showing the temperature, right? So, but with Industry 4.0, now all these things are replaced by the sensors. So today you have different sensors which are able to, detect the temperatures at every point of time. So what you will have is the temperature profiles, not only about you will mitigate the chances of happening of any incidents, any accident, but as well as you will get the temperature profile of this boiler with time, right? At what point of time, what was the temperature profile, whether it is a constant function or whether at what time it was fluctuating, right? So you have a lot of data with you, and you can do wonders. You can play with your data. You can identify at what point of time there was a fluctuation in the temperature, and this is going to be really useful to detect the life of this boiler, and also about the severity of the process, right? So that's what we did not had earlier, right? So yeah, so this is just a summarization of various stages of which we have already done, from mechanization to mass production to automation computers, and now we have seamless technologies with us. For example, CPS, IoT, it's just one of them, just two of those, right? So if I have to define Industry 4.0, all of you please pay attention. This is a very simple definition. Just 5 to 7 words are there in the definition. It's called, you can define Industry 4.0 phase as the integration of information and communication technologies with industrial technologies. That's it, right? You don't need to mug up many complex definitions. So for information, there are three keywords in this definition. First one is information. Second one is communication technologies, right? Communication technologies. And third one is industrial technologies, right? And these three keywords will cover all those technologies which are there in Industry 4.2, right? So say for example, it is the integration of information. What sort of information? Information such as whatever data you have, right, in your supply chain on whatever you are using. You have data, you have big data, right? You have analytics, you have sensors which are actually helping you to collect those data, right? You have actuators, you have some artificial techniques which can sense those data and then bring it on your computers for further performing further analytics, right? So information and internet, you have internet, right? Next keyword is communication technologies, right? So right now we have, for communication technologies, we have Internet of Things, which we can call as IoT, right? As I said, Internet of Things is, there are two keywords, Internet and Things. So the things or the devices or the components or the facilities or the different locations, their informations, they are continuously, transferring their information to and forth through internet, through wireless communications, right? So you have IoT for the communications, you have cloud manufacturing, cloud computing, right? All those techniques are there for the purpose of communication, right? You have drones which can take the things from one point to the other, right? So communication technologies, that also comes under drones also comes under communication technologies.